Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel, and in this video, I'm going to give you the 5 most important things that I learned in the book, Levels of Energy by Frederick, Dodson. And this, after reading this book, this very quickly became one of my favorite authors. I've read so much more of his books. And I plan on making a few more videos, kind of like this one, about some of his other books that you may or may not know of. His other one, which is goated, is Parallel Universes of Self, but we're not talking about that one right now. We're talking about the levels of energy. And I got notes over here just so I can keep in mind what it is that I want to talk about. But just a brief summary of what this book is about if you don't already know. Levels of energy is basically about the energetic forces that work within our world. This isn't something that's new. This may be considered pseudoscience in certain circles, but if you talk to any quantum physicists, they will tell you that it is without a doubt something that is real and something that should be taken into close consideration with your life. I mean, the idea of energy and quantum physics directly relates to epigenetics and the placebo effect. Why does stuff like that work? It's because your thoughts are much more powerful than you realize. And this book taught me much about that. So the first thing that I would like to, that I believe is the most important, and essentially what this entire book is about, is that there's actually an energetic scale in terms of what this universal energy is based off of. I'll put it on, let me move to the side. I'll put it on the screen right here so you can see it. But basically, it goes all the way from 0 to 1,000. 0 being complete psychosis, guilt, hatred, shame, and the highest being infinity, divinity, or what you probably know it as, enlightenment. And everything else in between. It goes from, he has it split up between low levels of energy, mid levels of energy, and high levels of energy. And the way he lays out the book is basically, he goes through every single level and he explains exactly what resonates at that level, what a human looks like at that level, what they're doing, what type of things that they're experiencing at every single level of energy. And that was by far it's the main subject matter of the book, and it's the main thing that you learn. Like, he starts off the bat letting you know what this energetic scale is, how it works, and it was very eye-opening getting to see this, because as you're going through the book and as you're reading through every single one of these levels, you're able to determine where is it that I fall on this energetic scale. And as you're reading this, you're immediately going to notice that you do resonate with certain parts of the low levels, and you're like, damn, am I really this low? But the more you keep reading, you'll notice, wait, I resonate with this as well. Wait, I resonate with this too. Wait, this makes sense. That doesn't really make sense, but this makes sense. And that brings me to my second most important thing that I learned from this book, which is that you can be at different levels of energy in different areas of your life. Basically, when you take all of these into account, you basically have an average of where you sit. But before that aside, basically what he means by this is in certain different aspects of your life, maybe your internal health, you may be at like a 200. Here, I'll use actual examples. Maybe internally you may be at like a 190, where you feel a lot of pride, superiority, and arrogance. But your relationships with your family members, is one of nothing but love and intuition and appreciation, which is all the way at 5:30. So, and maybe in your work, you notice that you use a lot more. You're very accepting, and you feel kind of neutral. There is a lot of interest and attention there. So that's about a 400. And when you are with your partner, you feel a lot of fear. You're maybe super paranoid, super insecure about what's going on there. That would be a 100. So what he makes sure to let you know is, as you're reading this, you can be at a high level of energy in a very specific area of your life, and you can be at a low energy in a very specific area of your life. So it's important to take account where you are on the energetic scale in all areas of your life, so you know how to move yourself up. And that brings me to the third most important thing that I learned from this book, which is, as you're moving yourself up energetically, you're not going to want to just try and jump up to a super high level. You can, and he does have different things that you can do in order to make that happen. But the best thing you can do is figure out, just, you know yourself better than anyone else is going to know you. So the best thing you can do is figure out where you are on that energetic scale, and then read what kind of things resonate with the energy that is right above that, and incorporate those things into your life. So as a little side thing, I'll tell you about what I've learned from this book is that there's different actions and activities and experiences that resonate at different levels of energy. So one of the things that I kind of only remember off the top of my head, a lot of the things that resonated with the highest levels, naturally, because why wouldn't I be focusing on that? Why wouldn't you be focusing on that as well? That's why you're on this video. So he was saying a lot of things that resonated with high levels of energy, with things like yoga, classical music, museums, simply a clean room. I used to not care very much about the cleanliness of my apartment. It just didn't matter to me. And then I figured out, if the place is clean, then it resonates at a higher level of energy, and you will attract the things at that level of energy. So I keep my apartment clean now, relatively. If you look around, there's a bag right there, but it's not that big of a deal. But anyways. So that is basically what the advice that he gives inside of the book, is that figure out where you're resonating at whatever level of energy that you feel as though you're at, and you got to be obviously honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You can lie to me, can't lie to you. So figure out what is right above that energy level and start incorporating things into your life at that level of energy. You can also just meditate on that area of your life and bring positive energy into your body and mind while thinking about whatever that situation, experience, thing is, and that'll also bring you up. And the reason why he says you don't want to just jump all the way up to the top is because a lot of times you'll find that it doesn't stick nearly as well. I like using fitness as an analogy because it's something that I'm around so much. So it's very similar to the way where you wouldn't suggest someone who's never worked out before to just immediately start running miles and lifting super heavy weights, because the next day they're going to be sore and they're not going to want to do it, and then they're not going to be consistent. And then all the benefits that they were supposed to get from doing that activity never actually stick. So the best thing you can do for yourself, for your body, for your mind, for your own personal life's journey is to just inch your way up, man. Be patient. Inch your way up. Patience is a higher level of energy anyway. So if you enact some patience, that in and of itself will raise your level of energy, all right? So the fourth most important thing that I learned from this book, naturally this is a money-making channel, so I was constantly flipping through this book, constantly reading it super fast. When are you going to talk about what level of energy that I make money at? So I finally figured it out. I made sure to mark it in this book. Money is made between the levels of energy of 475 and 530. The way he labels these is joy and creativity, beauty, creativity, imagination, power, initiative, integrity, love, intuition, appreciation, gratitude. Now, what's crazy about that is you always hear, like, how many books about manifesting money does it talk, like, do they always talk about? You just gotta be grateful. You just gotta be grateful. Well, here it is saying it one more time, dude, you just gotta be grateful. But the stuff that he talks about in terms of activities and things it is that you can be doing in order to stay at that level of energy is something simple. Like one of the things that I mentioned before is yoga. That is one of the reasons why I do yoga, because I know it resonates at the level of energy of money. I know a clean room resonates at those energies. Also, the level right above this is humor and happiness. So I watch a lot of comedy, a lot of stand-up comedy, a lot of funny movies, a lot of funny YouTubers. All of my friends I find hilarious, and I'm constantly inching myself above the level of money. And then right after that happens, I would assume that my level of energy dips a little below that, just by the nature of things, right? Like it's kind of like if you looked at it kind of like the bar that you would hear for audio, like it would jump up and then it would like go down a little bit. That's how I'm thinking of it. That's my interpretation of it, mind you. That is what I found out, and that actually brings me to my last point. The fifth most important thing it is that I learned, and I wrote down enlightenment is unproductive. And the reason why I wrote it down like that, I don't think he says that per se in the book, but notice that this scale goes all the way to 1,000, but money is made in the 500s and in the low 500s and high 400s. So that means there's about 400, a little over 400 degrees of energy left that you can still go up, but money isn't actually made there. In fact, there isn't anything inherently gets on a physical level from those levels of energy. It's more so just a spiritual and naturally resonating at those levels of energy. You're also going to attract certain life experiences into your life that also resonate at those levels of energy. But money isn't there. It's like I also watched a YouTube video from this guy, and he mentioned how he talked about how enlightenment is not his goal, simply because it's not the most useful thing in this physical plane it is that we live in. We live in a world where you need to exchange your time or knowledge or value in order to get currency so that you can pay for bills, you can pay for experiences, you can give to charity, medical expenses, insurance. Also, the higher up you go, the less you feel like doing anything on the physical plane. Because at that point, you're in such a state of bliss and euphoria. Like, what's the point? If you were actually to be at this level of energy 100% of the time, all you would really feel like doing is sitting in a cave and just sitting down, and you're just happy. I guess in a way that is a cool thing to just be like, yo, that dude's really happy. Why? He just is. Like, you look at him, just sitting there, happy as can be. But you kind of let a lot of things fall to the wayside. Like, what if there are people who rely on you for basic necessities? Like, you have a life that you need to live. Plus, those levels of energy are extremely parallel to what people believe to be the other dimensional realities that a lot of people would call heaven. And to strive to be at that level of energy, it kind of makes the whole point of incarnating as a human and being on Earth like kind of pointless. Like, why would you be running away from the life it is that you're living? We're here to live a human experience. We're here to do human things. We're here to live life, make things happen, experience things, experience people, make money, eat food, do taxes, I guess. Like all of these things. Like, that is why we exist here on Earth. So you might as well maximize your time. You might as well find hobbies that you love to do. You might as well figure out a way to become not only financially stable, but wealthy if you can make it happen. Because if you're wealthy, you can start to pour onto other people. That's when you can start giving tons of money to charity. That's when you can pay scientists to try and cure diseases and stuff like that. You can make huge impacts on Earth. You're able to do beautiful earthly things. And in the intermediate times, in the times in between you're doing all those humanly things, you can reach those states of euphoria, those states of bliss through meditation or other substantial means. I don't know if that's a word, but you get what I'm saying. You picking up what I'm putting down. Or you're able to experience that through an interaction with another person. Point is, you're still able to experience those levels of energy. But what I learned, the statement is, enlightenment is unproductive. It's not very productive as a human to stay at those extremely high levels of energy. Instead, it's good to experience them intermittently every now and then. And just, jump up there, get a little bit of euphoria, and then come back down, get things done. You can be productive at the slightly lower levels of energy. In imagination, creativity, attention, intelligence, those are still useful. It may not be the highest levels of energy, but it is extremely, extremely useful as a human to bring it down a notch. That's why we're here, you know what I mean? So, those are the 5 most important things I learned from this book. The way this book is set up, you kind of need to read it, mainly because of how in-depth he goes in terms of every single level of energy and the things that you can do, the music you can listen to, the type of activities, the people you can surround yourself with in order to tap into each level of energy. Because once you do it, you'll be able to apply these certain things into your life. Take little bits and pieces, whatever resonates most with you. And then by resonating at these higher levels of energy, you'll start bringing those experiences into your life that resonate at those levels of energy. You'll start making money. You'll start meeting awesome people. You'll start having amazing life experiences. So definitely check out this book. I have to give it about 9 out of 10. I won't give it a 10 out of 10, but oh my God, he is a lengthy talker, and the lower levels of energy I kind of just wasn't feeling, but it might just be because personally, it just didn't resonate. And I was kind of like, yo, get to it. I just want to read the higher levels. And I got to tell you, I will 100% be going through the higher levels of energy again, just as a refresher, embed the information into my brain, make it really sink in, So that's how good this book is. 9 out of 10. It's incredible. Incredible book. Definitely check it out. And until next time, peace.